Hello.
Go. I do believe we're live.
Hey, how do I
We
know this
should
is on
be.
now?
It
Oh, it's on.
it's on. You
Thing.
can
Oh,
actually see our gains
there we
down
go.
there.
Hello.
We should be live, so I can say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me today. We have Martin
Hello. Hi.
joining us today as well, and Martin never knew that this was going to be something that was going to happen for him today. Part of me could have let him know in advance, but he might have just worried more about it than he was supposed to. So I'm going to introduce to him basically how this works. Usually, we show up with the intent
Okay.
to consciously evolve. Right. That is what the stream is about.
Okay.
Sure, we can call it a conversational live stream. That's usually what I follow with because people kind of can get an idea of what that's going to be. But ultimately, it's kind of based on this idea that all of the evolution that we're going to go through in our lives does have to happen consciously. Like we are going to be these things for the continuation of our existence. This won't evolve that much anymore. But our consciousness and everything that we do with it is going to be almost like the metric within which we can evolve. And then I bring a topic into the space with that in mind. And today's topic is going to be the power of those thoughts that we have. Because there was a bunch of thoughts about Daniel that I was telling you about today, right?
And then things pop up.
And then suddenly he's just in this space with us. And I wonder about that. And I wonder if you've had experiences like that too.
You know, tapping into the subconscious, collective subconscious. I mean, like it happens a few times between you and I where there would be a time period going, like we have, this is the first time we're seeing each other since last year, September.
Yeah.
But there were moments in my life and times and places where I was like really thinking of you and wondering how's it going with you and where have you been, and then just pop up with a message on that same day. And I've mentioned this to you before as well. And like there are those connection moments where, you know, there's a link happening with what you're thinking and the other person, and you're tapping into that same collective subconscious. And I think like when the other person is also in tune with that,
I was about to say.
there's like there's
It,
a
it
two-way
actually
connection that
happens. Yeah, because, and I feel like maybe that's something where I will reach out when I feel like that mental thought, but I don't always. And now I'm thinking about all of those opportunities that I've missed out on instead of just listening to that feeling and being like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like we always have that choice. Right? It's also about to be, if you don't like to be gentle on yourself, but it's like listening to the gut, and that's a practice. It just takes a lot of practice and time, and every time
Trusting yourself like that.
trusting yourself in that. Yeah.
We already have friends here. Jovan is here. She's the black and white little bubble. We got Sam. We got Mr. River Coon, aka Jaju, as we like to call him too. Dear Chuck Coon. That's also. We're the peanut gallery. No, you're here, Sam. We're being included. We're shimmying you into the conversation. I like to read their comments out loud as well. You know, giving voice to them. River Coon says, I was watching murder mysteries yesterday and started to feel a bit feisty. So then I started watching a comedian. I decided that I'm only 3 steps away from becoming a vigilante ventriloquist. That sounds unironically like such an awesome idea for a show. Like instead of a guy beating up people, he like ventriloquists a dummy that beats up the people.
Like a sentient dummy.
That sounds hilarious. I love that, Jaju. My world is funny that way. I appreciate you adding to ours. Yeah, thoughts. You know, like I feel like that's something that I've been kind of like stuck on as well as of late. Is the whole fractal that ideas aren't valuable. That the only thing that's valuable is the actual execution thereof. Because
but where does it start from?
that is also the thing, right? Like that's the seed. That's like saying, oh, seeds aren't valuable.
Yeah,
you know,
that's exactly it. And not all seeds are equally viable.
Yeah, also true.
And with
Some of them are
ideas and
duds.
thoughts we have, I mean, I really believe there are certain times in your life where you have cross points, and you can see you can see the playing out of 2-3 different choices. You can see how it can work in each decision you make, right? And then it's ideas. And then sometimes you just feel like the one that, you don't know which one to choose, the one that gives you more excitement, gives you more joy, the one that's a little bit more scary than the rest. But I think like those are moments and opportunities where we are allowed, where we can actually see into the future in certain aspects of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Like fractal / quantum based future seeing.
And in that moment, the one that didn't choose that option, like it splits. There are like splitting happening. in that. Yeah. So, but it starts with a vision. It's also an idea.
And like when you can see it from that perspective, I like exploring this idea in this stream. It's called quantum immortality.
Right.
That
What? Please do explain.
quantum immortality basically means that you have died multiple times,
Okay. All right.
but
Right. Like
every
past
single,
lives.
yeah, no,
Okay.
no,
Oh no.
just
Like.
this Martin.
Oh yeah.
Martin has
It's like
died
many.
many
Just
times,
come back and.
and then it's different timeline Martin that is now you that continues.
Okay, 100% agree to that.
Right? It's a pretty
100%.
trippy
I
idea.
think there's a few dead Martin bodies lying around in a
If in another
on an
universe,
overlapping, like, which
exactly.
I know, like how did
How
this
did
like
I survive that?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I 100% agree with
I
that,
get you, bro.
and then you kind of just like jump in with the this timeline you're supposed to be on, like in
And
that.
then you get like the whole deja vu experiences that kind of feel like now something's different. You know? And then like for me, usually when I have those experiences, I start going down that line of questioning. It's like, did I just like reset, or did I die in this moment, or did I, you know?
My friends, I don't know, had a few moments like that where in our journeys and so on, where something like it's weird. It's an essence of like, but in this moment, how everything comes together. And there was this moment of like deja vu-ish, but as well, like, and it's just, we both sitting there and like, the way they've programmed this reincarnation is actually quite amazing
Yeah.
because like, you just know there's been a reset, a reincarnation reset that has happened. And I'm like, holy shit, we just went through that together in this.
You suddenly feel
You
it.
can
Like
feel, yeah.
it's the feeling thing, you know. And I feel like that's usually what makes people feel so disconnected when they have deja vu, and nobody else gets to feel it with
But it's
them.
about self-awareness and how are you aware of your surroundings, your body and your breath, and practices of self-awareness, practices in growing that consciousness in yourself. Then you start to pick up on that much
A
more.
lot more. Yeah, like there's definitely this feeling in me that there is definitely some sort of shift happening on the earth right now as well, as it relates to so many different aspects of self. And I think substance have something to do with it, because like just looking at like the weed culture on planet Earth right now, just to 60 years ago.
Oh no, it's like 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like
10
things have
a
changed.
lot.
Like even here in South Africa, like for example, maybe I shouldn't share this information. At least there will be no names involved. But I recently rolled joints for one of my mom's friends.
Look, you imagine telling that to the 15-year-old self.
And I exactly, and I added some of my psychedelic stickers with the joints. You know, I'm just like imagining this fractal. Like this is gonna be a lady in her 60s.
No, it's just strange.
She wants to quit smoking. That's why she's asking for them. She wants to quit smoking. And she doesn't want to like get something that she doesn't know where it's coming from.
Switzerland is a safe place.
Yeah, exactly. So like the way the world has changed in just that way alone. I'm still trying to get mom on the train, and she's like, "Ek het nog nooit iets gerook nie. Ek het nog nooit iets gedrink nie."
Well, they ate all a cookie geëet.
Yeah, exactly. Like my mom bakes cookies, and I've made this joke with her recently where I go, I'm imagining this far future where you get arrested for drug dealing, but the drug they arrest you for is sugar, not
yes.
any of the other ones.
Yes.
It's like, yeah,
Can you imagine? That would be wonderful.
it would be so much better for our society.
Oh.
We have Elusio. Hi to you too. It's nice having you. I see Joe said something. We got Kristen sending some drive-by love-ins. Standard hippie round table, Puma. We even got
Standard hippie
we
round
even got like look at
We
here
do have a round table. Yes, we have a round
we have
table.
a hand pan, you know, and like again talking about these thoughts. Such a perfect segue.
Right.
You know, I had so many thoughts of hand pans in this week leading up to him being here. I went down a rabbit hole again.
And now the alien has landed.
Oh, look at that. This is so, and like, just look at this for more synchronicity between us two. I mean, it's not as shiny anymore, but
Oh yeah, it's the same
same, but
coating.
different. Yeah, look at that.
Go. It's quite chilly here at your place.
Yeah, it is definitely
Coming
not
out now.
hot. I'm happy to have another person here because they make fun of me when I look cold. They're like,
It's cold.
They're like, what's the temperature? I'm like, it's like 13 degrees Celsius. They're like, oh yeah, try minus 13. I'm like, stop.
No, Nelspruit is like 10 degrees warmer than here at the moment.
It is heavy, huh? silver wrists
Right.
touching it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is my first time ever touching one,
Really?
so
Oh, you look very comfortable with
I
it.
still need to grow a little bit more though.
You look very good. So, in one of the sound retreats that I attended by Angeline, so sound healing stuff. So there's a bunch of instruments, and she would always hand us all these instruments. And part of the retreat, and she was like, "You're talking about," and she actually showed it to us. I mean, she first gave us these little instruments to play with. I said, "Yeah, go play with." And then you hear the sounds in a way, and there's a certain sense of discord in the room or whatnot. But they just okay. So when you work on an instrument, when you connect with it first, get to know it, maybe ask his name, or just feel it, just look at it, connect with it. What's the essence of the sound that it wants to create? Try to understand, and then we started playing with instruments again, and the sound that came through was just, you can hear the
So much
resonance
different.
was so much clearer, and even the cohort in the room was more clear as well, and it was so interesting. And it's like part of getting this handpan. I purchased it in beginning of May. And it's been a journey of getting to know it and getting to know, okay, how do you sound and different environments and so on. And so, yeah, I'm also
You're
learning it.
learning alongside
I'm
us.
learning alongside. We're getting to know each other. So, yeah, I'm not nearly as good as at all. I'm also just fucking around and finding out.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like with these instruments, that's really the only thing that you can do, because we're also on the internet, so we get to see people that already have like whole careers.
Exactly, is a cream of those
Yeah,
stuff.
literally.
Because otherwise, doing this stuff is not on the internet there. So there's
Yeah.
a little. Have to warm up to it again now.
Know where all these sounds are.
Yeah.
Do you lay it out in a certain way for yourself?
You can just swap it around. And what I love about this instrument is like it really encourages you to go into flow state. So when you're in a mental space,
It blocks you, yeah.
But there's a nice place we go into flow, and it's so easily accessible. Like anyone can pick it up and just like play around with it, and that's
Get
why
lost
it's
in
like,
it.
yeah, that's a really wanted one. It's like that engagement.
Like I used to have something called a Kalimba.
Yes, it
And
does.
that also has that element of just like get lost in what the sound is supposed
where
to
it goes and what it does.
be. Surprisingly sensitive actually as well. This makes me happy.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be some fun had.
Oh yeah, I'm getting to learn this, baby.
Like I'm imagining as well, like we're going on a soldier tomorrow. And there will UFO, yes. Yes, UFO indeed. Right. Imagine this thing descending down and nothing comes out of it, and then you walk up to it and you're like, what is this thing for?
I'm so happy I turned around to go and fetch it.
I'm so like he almost
I
forgot
forgot it, and I had to like add an extra half an hour to it. I'm like, screw this, I'm getting it back.
spent that time?
Like, I'm just gonna go fetch it.
I'm super happy you did it as well.
And I was still on time for the yoga.
Yeah, like he actually he let me know that he was maybe gonna kind of leave around 10ish.
Yeah.
And then I like sent him a message to make sure he's still coming. And then he was basically missioning at that point to make sure that he does bring this. And he didn't tell me. He's just like, oh, I forgot something. So.
So I found this handpan in a tiny little shop in Ismir with my visit now there in Turkey last month. and just like wandering around. And I was like really hoping that it was part of what I was manifesting my life was just eventually get myself a handpan. And I found this little tiny shop there in one of the streets. I'm like, and they just saw the most incredible like musical instruments, like ceremonial instruments and so on. And yeah, so the guy had two of these, and he got it for a really good bargain. I was like, I was wondering, should I not, should I not? And then no, I said I can't go back home and having regrets of not.
I should have.
Yeah, I should have maybe.
How much did you pay for it?
So this one ended up being 4,500
Rand?
rand.
That's not bad.
And
Like, I've seen them for like 20 grand.
Yes. So in South Africa, there's a guy who makes them and so on, like beautiful handpans. I mean, like love his work as well. But there also like there's only one person who makes them here, and that goes anywhere between 12 and 17,000.
Yeah, that's what you expect to pay.
Yeah.
For 5 grand. I would pay that as well.
So now I'm so glad because it came with that bag. So I'm like with my backpack and this bag is like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
It probably would be
navigating the metro lines and the
like,
buses and everything.
unironically, I hope you never would have to, but this would make a valiant shield and weapon.
I know. I'm like trying to catch my flight back from Istanbul, like when I was in Istanbul. This now like I have to walk how many kilometers to the bus stop and then 2 metro trains. Eventually get to the airport. And they wanted to check this in as luggage. I'm like, there's no way. No way.
This thing's coming with me.
Like, you guys delayed the flight of 24 hours. I'm keeping this one with me.
Getting that message of like, oh yeah, your drum is 5,000 kilometers away. It's like,
oh, thank you. I'd much rather lose my clothes.
This is so awesome, dude. I look forward to having a lot more fun with it.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh, you can continue playing as well. I'm gonna see if we're missing any comments. Like, you really do get lost in that experience.
Yeah, you do. Like, it completely just.
Giuseppe says, hello, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
May you be blessed, friend. Hey, Puma. Usually something along the lines of awareness and conscious evolution. What are we discussing? Yeah, today we're discussing the thoughts, those thoughty thoughts. Those kind of thoughty thoughts that make things change in your life, right? That make certain people show up, that create this experience. Almost like that's the same thing of like just you saying that, thinking about someone, and then them reaching out to you on your devices or something like that. Shows you that there is a level of power to thought and to ourselves that we don't usually think. Maybe. Hey Puma, bless again. Standard hippie round table. I'm getting a little bit cold as well. Do you want a blanket?
I do have a blanket.
It's true. Mine is really light. That's gonna do much for me.
Wait. Put this over you. Open it up.
Oh, you have a second one.
Yeah, this is
the turkey one.
Yeah, you can put that one on you. That's a nice, cozy.
It does have a nice vibe to it. This one is gonna be a part of today's flower as well.
There we go.
Oh, that's helped. I won't lie. This one also comes from Turkey, right?
Yeah, I've also got it from there.
Actual pashmina.
Couldn't resist it.
Yeah, that's nice, bro. But treating yourself to these kind of things.
So these thoughts and like they can also be like in the sense of like a vision or like just a knowing, or that pops in.
Like an intuition too.
Intuition, right? Yeah, like sharing an experience like this whole Turkey visit and everything that happened. If you don't mind me sharing,
Please
do. So I used to live there for about 15 years of my life. And then...
young or...
Well, yeah, as a kid. Like, I grew up there and I'm like... For the first 15 years of my life was there. So eventually we had to leave the country when I was around 15, 16. And I've not been back since for the past 18 years. And having grown up there, being part of that culture, speaking the language, and just like it's a big part of who I am, even though I'm South African by passport. So coming back to this country, having to adapt to South Africa, and as an Afrikaans person, I'm connected to Afrikaans heritage. A lot of time has passed, about 18 years, and I've been always dreaming of one day being able to go back and reconnecting with a part of self that's needed to heal in that space that I could access there. And I thought it was like a 3-year pipe dream. Like, okay, like there are a few other things I need to sort out and put in place. It's let's just put it off like probably like within 3 years' time. And over December, I was going through this phase of December, January. January is my birthday as well. So I was like, I knew my life was going into a different direction in a transition. I just didn't know which direction or what exactly what the route was going. And it was part in a mushroom ceremony that we had that um, I went through a process of having to, what do you call it, to purge. And halfway at the end of the purge, it was like something I just felt like I was on my knees and I just got this very clear vision. I think knowing that it's like it's been told in a way, like, you're going to Turkey in April. And I was like, what? I was like, yeah, no, you have to go to Turkey in April. Like,
This is happening.
this is happening. And at that time, like, how am I going to be able to fund this or what? I was like, well, okay, if you want me to go to Turkey, then you're going to have to
Make it
provide,
happen, yeah.
make it happen. And it was just an absolute trust and knowing that, okay, cool, I'm going to Turkey. I shared it with my friends as well. And I said, like, listen, so some of my friends contributed some as a birthday gift. And so everything started happening and opening up. And I was like wondering, should I open it up to my friends or not? Or should I just keep it to myself? And part of my process was no, like you have to be able to open yourself up and rely on the support and trust as well, like opening yourself up in trust to your community and your friends. And so in different ways, different people helped out either with financially or like with whatever means. And it was so beautiful to be able to share that journey with all of my friends as I went there. And everything started falling into place. By the end of March, I had enough money to be able to buy the tickets. The tickets were at a massively discounted rate. Everything just fell
The
into
universe
place.
just
It was
making
just
it
one
happen.
step to the next.
And like if the fact that you brought yourself these pieces back from that soul
yeah,
journey,
and
dude,
it
like,
was a beautiful, beautiful journey. It
dude,
was
tell us
about 3
about the
years.
actual experience a little bit.
So the first half of my trip was visiting the two cities that I grew up in and visiting old family friends and reconnecting with that part. And the second half of the trip was spending more time with myself and to be more alone and to like also being being the holiday of it and fun. So the first half of the trip, I mean, it was like I haven't spoken Turkish in 18 years. So, I mean, it's there in the back, in the core memory in the back, but to be able to pull that out. So I spent the first 2 months practicing on Duolingo and just to start getting back into the rhythm. And so interesting thing is like during that time in my life, I'm like going through these massive decisions and changes, and I decided to resign from my job and to go into my full calling, about my heart's calling. And so I'm in the notice period. I'm working out a 3-month notice period, and then halfway, like I'm on this trip now. So part of that was being able to go into that space, into the country. It forces you to be completely and utterly 100% present if you want to follow up with the conversations, if you want to understand what's going on, like that active listening. So it really just put me completely in the time of now and in this space. And it doesn't allow for your mind to wander way too off, right? And how the language started coming back and how beautiful it was when you try to speak from a mental place, you stumble over your words in your own way, you're trying to translate. But when you allow the subconscious to take over and it goes in a flow, and then the language starts flowing as well, and so not having to think too hard on it. And that was so beautiful as that practice started getting in. I had the worst migraine on the third day. I was like having this massive headache, but after that
Because of
headache, the
how
next day it felt
it
like
just
it
opened up.
opened up.
Yeah.
It was like literally like a cracking pain in my
So
head.
much like blood flow and like
Exactly,
new stuff
the new
trying to happen.
synapses and
Yeah.
everything. But anyway, so visiting that city, being in Malatya and so on, it was actually sad because they recently had an earthquake there in that area, and like 80 to 100,000 people that passed away. So it was like a big earthquake 3 years ago. So going into the city center, being in the neighborhoods that I used to be, like there was a lot of buildings that were flattened and sort of like empty rubble plots and so on. So it's sad, like the people have gone through a lot. And it's also like, because it's so close to home and knowing that you're like every open piece of land is like 100 families displaced because everyone has high-rise buildings there.
This might be unnecessary information, but I think it probably did add to your experience as well. Like their currency also got like wrecked
Correct.
recently.
Oh my goodness, that trip of mine got progressively more expensive week by
I
week.
can imagine.
Because the hyperinflation is
Yeah,
just
it's so
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
As I went along, it was just getting more expensive. It's
Bro.
silly. So yeah, connecting with the people and meeting up with them and being able to engage, and it was allowing myself to engage more in myself and understanding myself more. I met up with an old friend of mine. Like him and I were best buddies in like primary school, and we haven't seen each other for 21 years.
Lucy.
And we met up with again, and it just so beautifully clicked again. It was just so comfortable. It could have gone either way. Like you have absolutely nothing in common anymore, or it's just that absolute comfortableness with each other. And that was like one of my special memories of being there.
Yeah, actually having a friend like that.
Yeah. So and spent some amazing time in Cappadocia and was in Ismir for a long while. I was only supposed to stay 3 days in Ismir. Absolutely loved the city so much. I ended up staying for a week there.
Total stay time, the whole trip?
About 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay,
weeks.
yeah, that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, like met the most incredible people in Izmir. People also working in our community of things with the medicine work. I met people that cooks medicine, works with medicine there, and sound journeys, and like this whole tribe there. And it's like a small group of people in this city, and like, yeah, that's how I got directed to the handpan, and yeah, this.
Yeah, like I'm imagining as well. You know, here in South Africa, we have like this perspective, at least, especially coming from Afrikaans families on these things. And then for me, the first proper exposure I had was when I went to festivals.
Yes.
So being able to go to a different country and get into communities like that, like how did that happen?
Oh, completely unplanned. Like I was like in two minds about going to Izmir or not. I was like, should I? Like the whole plan was to Cappadocia, Izmir, Istanbul, fly back. Izmir is like, yeah, we'll see about it. And like I've never been to Izmir before. I don't know why. There was just this pull to it. And I was looking at on the bus. It's a 12-hour bus, right? I was looking at the backpackers, found one, Shanty Home. It's all in the name. I just felt so comfortable when I arrived there. And I mean, it's like very cool people who run the backpack. It's beautiful. It's a very small backpack. It's right in the heart center of the city. It's a city with 5 universities. So it's a very young city, very dynamic and very culturally open. A lot of the artists are drawn to that city as well. So it's actually a beautiful vibe to the place. And
like a lot of probably a hope there still.
Yeah, I think it's still very much young people trying to make a difference.
Exactly,
Really actually wanting to carve a different path for themselves and for everyone. So I'm just following that little voice inside. I extended my stay there 3 times at the backpack. It's like I went back, so no, another night, another night, another night.
Just a little bit more.
And I was like, but the last one was like, dude, like if I come again, like just shoo me away. I've got a flight to catch in Istanbul. That's still an 8-hour bus drive. And I almost didn't get a bus to Istanbul because like I was just lagging my feet so much. Like, no, I need to get back home.
Did you have your pen at that point?
No, I purchased it on the last day in Izmir. But I started making friends with the people there. I met someone there. It's just like a Psytrance DJ, and they had a little party, and I joined one of their parties. And yeah, and then at the last day, I was like, okay, cool. Now I can buy the pan and head back home.
What a story, dude. You did mention it has some stories attached to it. I'm happy that they came out so quickly.
Yeah. So to the guy who got, his name is Selchuk, and yeah, beautiful soul.
He runs an instrument shop, you said, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Any other interesting stuff you saw in there?
Any other interesting things?
Yeah.
No, it was most beautiful leather works, leather bags, and yeah. Actually, there's a little shop that just sells like what you would call, I don't know, festival gear and stuff. Like very cool little things going on there. So no.
Yeah, like there's so much to this world that we haven't seen, you know. Like I like saying that if you could literally travel to a different place every single day for the rest of your life, you wouldn't get to see the whole world.
No,
like,
there's a lot to see.
There's so
a
much.
lot to see.
And like just hearing stories like this, it shows me that the world is like still a good place, you know. I feel many of us are so scared of being outside of our comfort zone at this point, and like hearing stories from you, you know, it just shows you that you'll probably have a good time. getting outside of your comfort zone. You
But
even talked about that.
but your thoughts and your ideas, they shape your reality.
Yeah, literally. Like,
Literally.
and
And once you like tap into that, that's when you can start creating magic around you because it's when noticing what that effect has around
yeah,
you.
the world changes, bro.
Yes.
Like, and it's so wild. You've said so many things today already that were like recent reminders from the medicine to me, and that was one of them as well. Where during like some stretches in yoga, it showed me that it's all mind, right? That it's literally
All
all
is
of it
mind.
is just mind.
Yeah.
And like coming to that awareness, as you said, definitely does help you, and just from the perspective of, so you don't get as caught in your own way, as you're heading where it is you're going. We have so
Joe,
many
you're
lovely.
freezing there
I
next to me,
I
huh?
am cold.
Good lordy.
I am cold. Usually
Like,
I have a blanket here with
I'm
me.
very comfortable out here. Like, look at this.
He's stronger than me. And like I don't dare tell them what the temperature is. They're gonna be like,
What
"What?
is the temperature?
What do you think that's cold? It's 20 degrees." No way. Surely it's colder than that.
Well, it's 20 degrees in Groblersdal. We are
Groblersdal.
sitting in the shady out on the farm.
That's so cold. Totally feel bad for me.
And no, honestly, what I would say is South African winters are extreme, dude, because you cannot escape the cold.
Yeah, I feel like it is one of those things where our buildings are not built.
No,
with
it's like
cold
it's
in
cold
mind.
everywhere,
Yeah, like,
and it's like to the bone chill.
you're gonna be cold inside too. We do not have central heating.
Exactly. You're gonna be cold inside. You're gonna be cold outside. You're gonna wake up cold.
We do not have as cold a winters. Like I think that's why we don't have the central like heating for that kind of stuff. Imagine having to shovel snow off your driveway before you get to go to work, right? Like
I know that's a lot of work.
that
That's
to
just a
me,
lot of work.
that definitely is something. JCL Center, hey to you. Krios, it's nice having you. I think I missed a few up top. Melty, this is a brother that can help expand the horizon of the focus. Blessed be. Yeah, that's literally why he's here. He's literally,
Thank you.
he's here for that. Not only for me specifically, but to expand the horizons of other people's lives and focus as well.
Just yeah. Following the gut.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's like following the gut.
And he did pass like on it a little bit lightly, but he did, quit his job, and he's actually pursuing, the life that he's meant to be pursuing.
Yeah, so
that-
it's very exciting how it's all unfolding, and it's like I'm just holding on and breathing and just like let's go.
Making it happen, bro,
It's
by
like,
showing up for it.
But nature's love courage, and I'm just like I'm constantly reminded at the end of, like when you take that jump. At the end of the day, it's a feather bed that will catch you when you follow that jump, when you follow that gut. And it's like I'm just enjoying the journey now. It's absolutely crazy and it's fun.
Like in me telling him that I'm kind of in that state of trust right now,
Yeah.
jumping into that feather bed, metaphorically speaking. You know.
My phone is in the room. I would have loved to read that quote for you, but it's like beautiful quote on that, and yeah,
Like
feels good.
it is nice to have him here. Like he did come with this, fractal of me moving to America soon. Like
Yeah.
going on a
Going
whole
into the
new
unknown.
journey, very much the unknown. Like
Yeah.
me and Jovan have like real like long calls on Mondays, and that was like one of our things that we talked about yesterday. Is that it is like I at least have like some experience where I moved to China for like a year and a half and just like went and taught English
So you
there.
know what's a transition.
I
what to
can
expect.
transitions, yes, and like transitioning from like this to being in an apartment in Shanghai.
Yeah, no, that's a complete.
Holy
different world.
shit,
Completely.
dude.
That's intense.
You'll see.
That's intense.
Like my washing machine, shower, and toilet wasn't like a 2 meter. That's probably 2 meter by 2 meter box, bro.
And here you have like
Yes, like
nobody for kilometers.
Exactly, I can see nobody for kilometers. Like in China, you cannot look meters. You'll see someone.
Oh, no, that-
And it was very much like a shift that I did not expect. They really did try for their people, and they had like beautiful parks. So I would,
sometimes green spaces.
yes,
Yeah.
the green spaces were amazing. I would like frequent those because I needed that. I needed
Yeah,
like,
you have to like.
and like I was still, even though I felt like I needed that so much, I wasn't feeling like pressed in those spaces where it didn't feel like there were as many people going through there as I would have thought there would. So there definitely was a lot of kind of like was like people locking themselves in boxes, using their devices, and having everything ordered like to your door. That was also something that I got used to really quickly. Unfortunately, is that you order something, living on the fourth story. There's no elevator. Someone brings your food for you to your door.
Convenient.
Yes, the convenient.
That's like you're trying to ground yourself in a space like that. That's difficult. Like with all of that energy and everything happening around you, and people and movement, and
then the smoke, they also don't really care about indoor smoking. So there's people smoking indoors, and like one of my roommates was also smoking indoors, and I would be like, please, not inside my box, please. Once.
No, you're not. Like even if you are a smoker, it's too much.
Yes,
no.
and her response to that was like, she's been smoking inside since before I was there. She's gonna continue.
So you adapt.
I'm like, please. And then I this is how I retaliated. I at that point already was very into sightrungs, and she was like, so
you just went
Afrikaanse girl, you know. And I would just like listen to sightrungs as I was showering in the morning, and she had like late shifts. Then she would like fucking wail on my door, you know, being like, put that devil music off. And then I would turn it down and I go, ek luister sightrans as ek shower vanaf voor ek hier so was en ek luister sightrans. Like it got so petty. Oh,
that's good.
Yeah, I'm happy to have escaped at least. Sorry.
A question that's been popping up with me, like, how do you ground yourself in your present moment while your world is going through the changes that it's currently going through? There's a lot of unknown, there's a lot of changes happening in your life, and you're being uprooted. So in that uprooting, there's like closures and things that need to move. So what's your grounding practice?
For me, usually, like I was really like looking through my life as you were asking that question as well, trying to like find my one thing, and it's breath every single time. If I find myself getting overwhelmed, I usually fall back on breath. Then secondly is action. I really like staying busy. So like when I went there, I bought myself a kalimba really quickly. And then when I would get into a state of like, I would just play this little instrument, you know, and it kind of gave me something to flow into, as you said, that didn't feel as stuck. I did a lot of meditation at that point. I didn't exercise nearly enough. I did go to the park bunches, and I do a lot of eating to ground as well. I think that's also definitely one of my things.
And current in your life now, leading up to you moving and stuff, and this. Like, do you find yourself maybe being in a liminal space, or just like hanging or waiting? Or
you know, there definitely is a little bit of that happening. Where especially I took the whole of May off from smoking, no weed the whole May, and it definitely did bring a lot of clarity into my mind. And going back to it, I noticed there is definitely almost like doubling up of softness to my attachment that I have to the world, and I'm just kind of like
more like the action of letting go.
Yeah, letting it be. You know, almost like seeing, like again with my dad especially, like me and him. You'll see, I think he's going to be here tonight. Like, we look very much the same as well. So it's like an archetype thing happening there where I can, and with what we believe, I know he's me, right? And all of the stuff that's associated with that, with the behavior I want to correct in myself, I try to correct in him, and it hasn't worked. So I've been like so unattached in that way recently in my life, and that's been very freeing as well. I feel like I've been grounded in that at the very least.
I feel you and I have a very similar life path in that. It's like I'm also on my way for a family gathering, and it's like a lot of similar stuff happening in my world.
Oh, there you go. Like Nelspruit, where your parents are?
In Pretoria. Like
Pretoria,
I'm going to Pretoria, and my parents are visiting, and so so I'm going to be there with them for a few days, and it's pretty much like very much the same.
One of my favorite Ram Dass quotes is, "If you think you're enlightened, spend a week with your family."
Oh, absolutely.
I'm quickly gonna go and get us some blankets, because we might still be here for like another 15 minutes or so. And this wind, I feel like it would be fine if the wind wasn't just like whooshing over us. Tell Martin nice things, friends.
Telling me nice things. We need a conversation happening here. I will play some editorial music as we wait for the host to come along. Some elevator music. Ooh, lekker.
Kobe, die blaft niet. Oh, Steven G. Steven G. Thank you, friend. Oh man, putting a big old smile on my face. It's nice having you here as a friend, Brother Bear. Getting some handpans. Oh, play for us as well.
Definitely gonna have to make a fire tonight.
Come again?
Definitely gonna have to make a fire tonight.
Yeah, that will be a nice idea, especially if we're gonna be outside having a conversation.
Yeah.
Part of me is already thinking about cutting wood. Thank you, Stephen G. We just got sent $100. Stephen G. Blessing us with some love. Thank you, bro. It means a lot. I'm buzzing with excitement over this stream today. Anyone else? It's nice having you here, Joe. I've been talking about you bunches. It wasn't me, it was the buffet. Automatically like this guy. Bless you, friends. They like you. I'm happy to hear that. These friends are very special to me, so them liking you is a good sign.
Oh,
But I can help. So
thank you guys.
how the endocrine system. People love the porn. Whoa, it's great. How's life?
So peaceful and calm here. Goodness. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming through,
like, I'm
bro.
feeling like so spoiled to be able to like just be out here and breathe a bit. Like, oh.
Like it is, like I have this space open for everybody that wants to come and visit it, but it is the effort, the journey to actually get here.
But that's so fun. I had such a beautiful drive, and like the road here is not too bad. It was like actually a great drive, and it's like to be out in the Bosveld for a bit, like coming from the Lowveld, it's different.
It definitely has a different spirit to it.
Different spirit to it, yeah.
Like the light quality as the sun is setting right now as well is
it's
definitely adding to
beautiful.
it. Goodness Cree.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for you to come visit me on my new accommodation on the
Yeah,
farm.
he's
there.
moving to a farm very soon as
Yes.
well, so I'll
It's
have to
been
come
a
through.
dream that I've been manifesting for the past 5 years. That's been in the making.
Alongside
And it's been
you, and I
evolving
feel
and,
like
yeah.
you making that journey, to Turkey probably had something to do with it as well. Like all of these things falling in place. as
All
you
of them
said.
had to fall in. Like you can't make this timing up. No, you can't make it up. Yeah, so we've been invited to work on to move in on a guest farm just outside Kaapstad, about 5 kilometers in a beautiful valley there. And to start working with the ground again and bring love and healing to the ground. The owner of the guest farm is very aware that the space is, but the ground it's beautiful energy, beautiful farm, beautiful space there, but a lot has been taken out of it. And the owner of the farm recently passed away a year or two ago, and his wife took over managing the farm. And there's like a lot of work that still needs to be done on the place, on the property. And so there's the symbiotic relationship happening where we can move into the farm and help renovating one of the main houses for ourselves, which we will also then be able to work with them and opening up a retreat center there.
Okay.
To have a Bosch Wellness Consulting. And yeah, that's the long-term plan, is to be able to work with the land and to be good stewards.
Good stewards of the land and of the people, like
And
making,
working with the family there
showing up
and,
in the
yeah.
place, making the place better by you being there, and then being able to grow things and help people.
Yeah, and it's exactly everything that we, even more than we could have asked for. And we are so happy to have met them and to be able to work with them. And the same is like vice versa. And it was just beautiful spending time with the family there. And what comes up there is like, it's so cool. It's like you take that leap, and this happens within like a time frame of 2 weeks. I didn't know it would like be so quick or how the direction would go. And we end up there, and it's like the universe is saying, like, listen, everything you've asked for is here, but are you willing to do the work to put the puzzle pieces together? Because like it's an old building. There's a lot of love and care and attention. The scenery is beautiful, the views are beautiful, but it's going to take some manual labor and so on. And it's like, but all the pieces are there, all the wood is there, all the machines are there, everything is there, the knowledge is there. It's just what it's asking is, are you willing to do the work and actually
Make it your own.
yeah, work with that.
Is it how far is Spacey from here?
How far is?
The space from here.
It's a 2.5 hour drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
That's 2.5 in Kaapse Whip. Beautiful in the mountains, and
Having a view
wild
is
horses.
so important.
Forest and streams. And
I need to definitely make that journey. Hendrik is here too. Stephen G from who? That's awesome. I don't know if I missed something. What a wonderful voice this dude has. There you go.
wonderful voice.
It's also true, and that is also very important for being someone who takes others on journeys. Because
Thank
if
you.
your voice is great, then they're gonna be like,
I can always be self-aware of my voice.
you have a nice one.
Oh, thank
Definitely.
you. Appreciate it. I'm like, be calm now.
Good. Make them blush. Make
Make
them
me
walk
blush.
away
Oh,
from
thank
here
you.
being like, these people are amazing, bro. I'm like, yo, they are.
Oh my god,
Sorry to bother you,
this
but
is such a weird texture. This dog.
yeah, she feels like soft flakvark is the way that I would
soft leather.
describe. Yeah, like a live leather is another good way. You have a little schmutz in your eyeball. Let me help you. It's just a little bit of slime with some dust on it. There you go.
Good thing I saw her in the daylight first. I think I would have.
Yeah, bro, she legit many times I have like gotten scared because when it's dark, she comes out of nowhere. Like you don't see her at all.
Oh my goodness, this little creature popping out.
It's like a little demon just spawning out of nowhere.
Hello,
Here's
goodness,
Kobe
getting all
being
the
like,
love
"Oh, what's
now."
happening here?
Hey,
Someone else is getting attention."
I played with you earlier.
I have something to say about that. No, there's not enough room for you on his lap as well. I also don't want you doggos scratching this precious drum.
The white hair.
They're feeling cold as well. Yeah, she's actually,
Come let me sort you guys out.
how old is she? 7 years old? There you go.
Yes, eh? Feeling better there.
Eva does like herself a blankie. Just stopping by, friends. Cartoons. Blessings to
Gotta-
you, Connor. Yo, Hendrik. Oh, it's so nice to see Stephen G sending blessings in his house too. Jovan, what's up? Nancy as well, sending you love, friend. Smaller and bigger today. Some people take meds. Some problem free. I'm glad you are. So much love being sent. Wonderful people also forced weight. I'm actively participating with this life thing, letting life live me with purpose and value. Yeah. What? What? Why are you looking at me like I'm? Why are you looking at me like that? Though? Why are you looking at me? Hey, you gotta take care. I'm helping.
Oh, good, I'll take-
I'm helping you. I'm totally helping. There you go. And there it is. There it is. You see there. There it is.
So, how do you discern when you have these thoughts and ideas and when things start popping up and showing up? How do you discern in which direction to head or which direction to go to? Or if it's a thought worthwhile pursuing or not? Or...
Usually it's almost like a flow kind of thing as well, where I do see it as a kind of channeling. In the same way you can nasal sharp. In the same way you can channel your drum and you'll almost like get into something. This sounds right.
Flow, yeah.
I'll start talking and something will sound right to me. But sometimes I'll take a moment to like quiet down as well, and it's almost like he's trying to like find comfort, but there's none. And then
Why is it getting caught? Yeah.
I'll figure out that at some point, you know, there is like a moment for me to be quiet, and then in that quiet space, sometimes I'll even close my eyes, you know, and then I'll just look at whatever the visual space is gonna allow, and then we'll find ourselves. And the comments do help. Like the comments help a lot. They kind of like give me something to anchor my thoughts to as well. Hendrik, this stream is brought to you by Stephen G. Field. We've been having this running joke. Stephen G is like our biggest single contributor in a single stream, where in one stream he sent like 3,500 rand.
Yeah.
And I was like, crapped ourselves.
Okay, so you've been saying you've been doing this for 1,600 plus consecutive days. 1,621?
22 days.
22 days.
Today is the 22.
All right. So where did this all start and how did it start for you?
It started the 1st of January 2021.
Okay.
So this was just after I came back from China. Came back end of August and had a friend come and stay here with me for a while. We played a lot of Dota. You know, I played way too much Dota. Like,
This really does suck you in.
yes, dude, that 2,500 hours, I think.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Yeah. So, and like I've been playing it on and off again since I was like 14. Right. So then I played it from 14 to like 18 a lot, and then I played it a little bit less, and then I made new friends, and then I played it a little bit again, and then I went to China, and then I didn't play it much at all, and then I came back to South Africa, and then I played it a bunch again, and when I came back to South Africa, because there was no weed in China, I also did a lot of weed smoking, and then it was this pairing of like 10 a.m. smoking weed, playing Dota, and then I was like, oh, I will ruin my life. I was like, this is how you ruin your life. Like this right here, smoke weed, play games, life ruined. And I'm like, maybe I should start doing something other than just this. And then I like almost started haphazardly. I was gonna go to Twilight, which was in end of November, and I had the tickets bought. And then it kind of like started up where I would do these streams without my face in them on Arpan. I don't know if you remember Arpan.
No.
You ever used Reddit?
Well, not a lot really, no. So,
Reddit had like this third post down. So no matter where you were, for everybody, third post down, there was a live stream window. And you could be on the front page. You could be that person on that live stream window. And then that happened a bunch of times for me where like the most people we reached in a single day was 660,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, like ridiculous numbers. Wow. Like that's what built my YouTube channel essentially. You know, that's how most of these friends found me on the internet. And it was like a big game changer for me. But I didn't really have any commitment to it. It was just this, holy shit, this is a big deal. Maybe I should do something. And then it was just, okay, this thing. And then I would have this stream open, rolling joints for Twilight, where I would write these intentions. And people would have these cool things to say, and conversations were had. And I was like, this is fun. Like I feel, like as you mentioned, the whole fractal of, this is my journey. This is what I'm supposed to be doing with my soul energy. And it came like through the year ended, and with the year ending is a lot of that whole psychological baggage of now new year, new you, make new decisions, set goals. And then one of the goals I set is I'm going to start doing one live stream a day for the rest of the year.
Okay, so like,
and that was day one. All right. And then the year passed, and I was like, this is what I need to be doing with my life. And then it became like, I'm going to be
keeping to that discipline of like doing it every day for a year. I'm like, I don't think there's any discipline that I really kept to that like in such a way, like every day.
It was one of those things where I did believe very strongly that it was going to change my life. And it didn't in the ways that I thought it would. And it did in so many of the ways I didn't know it would. Right. Like I thought that if I did everyday live streaming for a year, I would be viral or I would go famous. I'm a nana, right? I thought it would like solve all of my money problems and I wouldn't have to worry about shit anymore. No, it didn't do that. But it found like my yoga teacher. He's the one who brought me into his studio that certified me. I'm the one teaching the class that he taught me.
Guys, I would totally recommend joining his daily yoga routine. Really, really grounding and just relaxes the body so much after a day. Like, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Now other people say it to join the yoga. And then with that, I also, for the first year, on top of the fact that I wasn't gonna, because this is the joke, right? And this is where the hippie in me died a little bit, right? Because of the whole fractal of like, this is going to solve all of my money problems. I was like, this whole year that I'm doing this, I don't want to make a single dollar. So I refused donations. And it was a part of the whole fractal of like, I'm not going to do this with the whole money as an intention, as a, if I don't get money for
I
doing
mean, the
this.
relationship with money is a whole different
Dude,
conversation that
dude,
one can tap into.
it's
There's a
so,
very interesting
so
conversation.
squiggled.
Yes, yes.
And like it was this thing of, I'm not going to be doing this with the like dollar value per day, because that's usually how we're programmed, of like
To measure its
yeah,
success.
you're like, you do a day's
Yeah.
worth of work and you earn this
Yes,
amount of
yes,
money
yes,
and
yeah.
your hour value or whatever. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do a whole year of streaming, and then I'll figure out whatever comes next. And so the thing that came next is these flowers. That is how,
Okay,
that is
that is
how
okay.
we met.
Yes, yes,
Like
true.
he kind of like like I don't know even how. Oh, how did that happen?
No, you.
I think I might have been making one, and then you were like, "What are you doing?"
Exactly, and
And I
then it was
was,
me and Xander with the
yeah, you're your
conclave.
friend. And then I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, I'm making a flower," and
and
then I took a photo of your
yes, and
clothing.
that's what. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
no, I
yes,
do
yes.
remember that
Yeah.
part of the story, but it
I was
was
just seeing what you were doing at
yeah, it
that
was
very
this
soon. Yeah,
organic moment, and that
yeah,
that
yeah.
basically became my first way of monetizing my work,
Okay. Yeah.
where I was like, I'm gonna make one of these a day, and then I'll post them to Patreon, and then for like as little as $1, you
Oh,
get
it was one of the
access.
most incredible pictures
Thank you.
created.
Yeah, like for as little as
It's,
$1, you get access, and then that gave someone a way to like bring money into my life. And
okay.
then during that whole process, it became clear to me that the Patreon alone won't be able to like pay for like cost of living. And I was kind of like vocal about it a little bit in that moment. And then one of my people that was watching reached out and was like, "Hey, I have a yoga studio.
Okay.
Don't you want to be a yoga teacher? It could be
Okay.
another way to make some
Sure.
money." And that's where
Oh.
we're at right now. And then you met me at the conclave because I started the business where I do visuals for
The visual
festivals and
work,
stuff.
yes, that's where we met. Yeah.
So that's like the fourth layer
Okay, so
now.
now it's just like following the guy where it's leading to
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
happening
And
and
and the
building.
universe
Yeah.
keeps giving me these little breadcrumbs of, okay, now this next, and then I do the thing, and then it's like, okay, well, now you have to do more.
It's like just like on that note, right? So yesterday we started clearing out the house and preparing to move and everything. And I'm like, it's such a cathartic experience to throw stuff away. And I opened a cupboard. Me and my housemate Penny, we had all the intention of creating a vision board for ourselves over December. And like, all good for vision boards. And if you need to do it, do it. But anyway, it's like, I opened a cupboard and I just cracked myself laughing. There's all the art supplies we purchased, the cardboard we purchased, the magazines I collected. Everything is there. We never got to make the vision board. And I'm like, I call Penny and say, Penny, look at our vision boards. It's still blank. And then we look at our life as how it unfolded and what happened. I'm like, oh my
We
God.
couldn't have imagined.
No. It's just like, I'm so like, there was something blocking us from making that vision board, because I feel like in a way it would have constricted or put it like in a very much in a mental place and not in a soul place.
Exactly,
And
limiting you even.
it
And like,
felt
I
limiting
wanna,
for
I
in that
wanna, I wanna
space.
add now, and in a way, there was like quantum vision board.
There was a quantum vision board
in
at
that,
play.
in
There
that,
was a quantum, and I look at how the quantum field collapsed in the white collapse. What is happening?
that's awesome.
And it's so beautiful because now, like stepping into creating a new business with Twiver Bosch, I'm so glad and happy that there was a time and moment where I started writing the plan, and it was that's going into the state of flow. And it's this concept and idea that we've been building on and working different elements of it. In that moment, I've been struggling with for the past 3 years to get clarity on how all of them interlink and will work in each other. And in that time and place, in February, it all came together after 3 years of struggling with it and trying to figure out. It came into place. I wrote it down and I shared it with 2 or 3 people to have a look at and get their trusted feedback. Approached my friend Ash to become a partner. And there was it was a concept of getting that clear vision and getting that clear expectation and vision of the idea, but then letting it go and see how it's going to play out. But putting that there, that it flowed, you wrote it down. Writing down is that first physical form of manifestation, and you put it down, and then, okay, cool, now I'm trusting. And to see how this will unfold and not to be in that rigid structure.
Don't forget about it a little bit.
You have to forget about it a
You
little
know,
bit.
like, and it's
And there was
beautiful
a
that you
time
say
and a place
that.
where I felt completely lost in it. I'm like, what did I just do? I quit my job. I'm like finishing up in a month and a half's time, and it felt like I lost my vision in the business. Like as the time frame started getting smaller and smaller, like the switch over, and nowadays, like I got my last paycheck last month, and I was like, cool, we're in it now. And the way it starts unfolding and the way it starts playing out, it's like it's still in that same reality and dimension
And I
place.
mean,
It's like
like, this is a
so
part of that as well, because if you were
exactly.
working right now, this wouldn't be an option for you.
Exactly. So it's like taking that leap and just see it, just trusting, and it's all about how deeply can you surrender and how deeply can you trust. And also like to what you said earlier as well as we were sharing about this, it's like that joyful pursuit in life of freedom, and just really exploring that life, that the pursuit to enjoy and in that space.
Growing with it,
Yeah.
as it kind of like makes more room for you. I had, and it was actually not this weekend past, the weekend before. I called my mom into the room with me, and I was like, I have to sit you down and have this conversation with you, and it like unfolded, and because of the contact high experience, she was there with me.
Oh wow.
Like, and for the first time I've ever been able to
Wow.
reach someone,
Sure.
not in the experience with
Sure.
me, and she understood where I was coming from and all of the things that I was saying. And one of it came up as like the storyteller that we are, and I'm seeing this unfold in you as well, where my moment of being lost in the story was during that whole Dota play weed smoking experience. Because when I was in China during like lockdown and stuff, because I was there during the lockdown.
Sure. One of the
Yeah, that
strictest
was
places to be in, bro.
rough.
That's a rough
So I was
lockdown.
like in my like home, couldn't leave. So I would
Yeah, and
journal
that's
and stuff, and I would
yeah.
manifest, and everything that I wrote down is
Comes to
now my
play.
reality.
You know, looking at my journals of like stuff that I wanted to call into my life and the idea of my life, stuff that I wrote about 4 years
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
and looking like,
Oh shit! All of this is real now.
be careful. You
Yeah,
gotta be
yeah,
very
yeah.
careful what
And
you would
and
say.
as we both know, like in the meantime, we kind of forgot about all of those things that we
Completely. Like,
wrote down.
yeah. And you think, okay, you know what? I wrote this, but it seems like life is going into a complete different trajectory. In the meantime, it's just winding
Yeah.
path.
No, it's still following technically
Slow,
the
let's
rules.
get
It's nice having you friends here. We have Henroy and Otter Pop joining us too. It's nice having you friends here. My comments are refreshing. Give me a second. I know, Kobe, it's uncomfortable. Harai and Feb join you. The feeling is very mutual. I think people are saying, is it Edmund? No way. Is it Edmund?
Sorry,
Been a couple of years, I think. I think it is Edmund. It's incredible to hear your voice again. Now, hey, Edmund. I got short hair. You still got your awesome long hair, bro? Sure do hope so. It's Edmund. Bro. Bro. I want to ask questions. I remember the food truck idea, bro. I remember food is still very popular. It might be like, I don't know if the margins are good of how expensive food is right now, but I do love your new look. Thank you, friend. It's nice having you here. Edmund, what a pleasure. We actually talked about you not too long ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago. Maybe it's like a week and a half. We had like a whole moment having a conversation about all of the friends we've had in this space. We honored you too. The food truck is still a goal. Currently, I manage a print shop. Bro, more synchronicities. Check this out. Jovan printed some of my flowers for me. This is one of them. I have some of them on my induction heater too. And today, there was a whole moment with me showing Martin all of the prints that Jovan made for me. So I feel like that's extra synchronous. This warms my heart more than you can know. This space has always been yours, Edmund. We've been holding you here. It's nice having you. Oh yeah, oh hell yeah. Love print shop stuff. You hiring? Not if I get there first, Joe. That's my job. Love is true. 9.5 out of 10 solid yogi. Thank you. Yes, I totally got the solid yogi His name is Martin. It's true. From Martin to just stopping by. Melt, ask him to say Sandra, darling, how are you? Sandra, darling, how are you? I'll ask him if I remember. He's a fella. It's Martin. It's a friend that saw me making a flower at a festival, and then was like, "Wow, I like that. I do like that. But what that is, I like it." And I'm like, "Yeah, you like this? Makes more flour." Nice, dude. You do rock a hoodie. What do you call those? Not a hoodie. A
Beanie.
beanie. Thank you.
Beanie.
For some reason, the word was lost.
Yo, it's getting colder by the minute. Sorry,
There we
buddy.
go.
Wait, hold on a second.
Just so you know as well, Edmund, you know, this feels like kind of like I'm really sprinkling this on you. Me and Jovan are getting married. sounds kind of like I'm joking. We're not. Hey, there Jo goes with her little smirky face. Yeah, how about that? How about that for more getting our minds blown? Jovan, that is so cool. I would happily hire any Melt fam. So much love.
I'm
Edmund,
having the most beautiful sunset, and on that side of the house is the moonrise happening.
dude,
There's a
you're right. And it's full moon happening.
Full moon
on
rising up on that side, and the sun setting there. It's so cool.
You're getting to experience the spaces,
Yo.
privileges.
Yeah, it's like both happening.
Man, like I'm actually now realizing that this journey is gonna happen close to the full moon too, bro.
No, tomorrow is full moon.
Yeah.
Full on full moon. Yeah.
Adds even more synchronicity to the experience. Edmund, the friend that's joining us from like he was here during the ARPAN days long time ago. He runs a print shop as well.
All right.
Shared some of the synchronicities of showing you the prints today. And
Do you wanna read this quote?
oh yes, you mentioned you
Yes,
have that
this
quote.
Yeah, I will read at it.
It goes, nature loves courage. You make the commitment, and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream, and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. This is the trick. This is what all these teachers and philosophers who really counted, who really touched the alchemical gold, this is what they understood. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done. Oh, that line. By hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a feather bed.
Like this
That's
has been such a
awesome,
guiding
man.
stone in my life right now.
I'm forwarding it to myself as
Yes,
well.
please do. My partner Zenia sent that to me over the past few weeks, and
That's awesome, bro. Yeah.
it's one of those things I want to just print out and put up everywhere in the house, so you can just read
Heyo,
it. Give a
remember.
little reminder.
Me and Jovan, one of our things as well is she likes calling us energy alchemists. All right, that we transform energy into different forms of energy, and like some of the stuff that we can do, like just loving one another, is a kind of magic. You eat food, and then there's a loving experience that arises from that. Like that is straight up magic. Magic is as magic does, isn't that right, Trias? Prairie Wolf. It sure is. I think I think about you guys almost daily. I never stop pouring love your way. I miss you all a ton. Life threw me a couple of curveballs that kept me from being present. And here you are again, dear friend. Present as ever, even after all of the chaos. I think that is one of the things that we kind of like get to learn as well, at least. Morgan, bless you. I don't know if you're still here, but I think it would be able to join sometime again. This is incredible. I hope, like crazy, it works out this time. It's long overdue. The space is daily here, dear friend, for a reason, so that you can take your time with it. Right? Because again, I could have stopped. I could have just stopped in the meantime, and then Edmund would not have been able to come into this space. That's why, like, I did actually now extend my 1 year to forever.
To forever, it's just like driving with it.
I'll never ever stop. Forever, never. Ooh, doggy wants to snuggle. He does. He's also like so discomfort averse. Like I can try and make him uncomfortable. He's just gonna settle in
I will
harder.
have my comfort.
Now he's like, "What's this?
What's this? Was
Lap?
New lap.
More lap? What's that?
Huh?
Wow, such lap." Just standing on other creatures. Why not love the new look? Bless.
Hoppa.
Quit my work yesterday. I was waking up with rage and
Oh,
hate
yeah?
to move on. I don't know what I'll do yet, but I have a couple of weeks to figure it out. Otter Pop, good luck to you. We're both proof that even if you don't have work, you don't drop dead instantly.
No.
You know, you're gonna be fine. Life will show you a way. Joke or not, I am in love with that. No, yeah, that's serious, bro. Me and Joe are actually getting married. I'm taking him to come see you. It's gonna be fun. I'm coming to Americas, bro. I'm gonna come and see your friends for myself. Utter Plop. I quit my job in April. It's been wonderful. So many people
Yeah.
going on new journeys.
Following that voice within you. If you don't, you die a slow and
Yeah.
agonizingly irritating death.
Like the fractal of even being dead before you die.
Hey,
bruh.
that's a scary part. Oh man, like the walking zombie around effect, right?
Exactly.
And you
Numb
know when
yourself.
it's time to move on. It's just you feel that in your body.
And some people don't listen. They don't want to listen to that part of themselves that knows. It's good that your
But
friends do.
it's a brave step for anyone who quit their job to go into to the unknown. Like I salute you all. It's
Your
very
courage.
brave. Your
Your
courage.
Nature loves
Loves
courage.
and
bro.
courage is not the absence of fear, but it's doing it despite fear. And that's the beauty of that.
It really is like that. I can't seem to find any more, but I'm good at casting spells. Every word you say is a spell you cast. Wait, you guys are getting married for real? For real? Yo, Connor! That made my week. Bless both of you amazing people. So much love. Thank you, Connor. We have been sharing a little bit, but I know different friends show up at different times. Seeing that you are on day 1622 is mind-blowing to me. Yeah, but all I did was today, technically. I just did it today. And tomorrow I'll do it again. And it will be another today for me. I'm taking him to come see. I did the immortal spell. When I was 5, it worked. I see everything. I guess I also managed the immortal spell. We are all quantumly immortal.
Quantumly immortal.
Yep, I do believe it.
I love that new term that I learned today.
Yeah, you get to like throw it around
Yeah.
like it's like you're smart though.
Very smart.
It's like you do realize you're a quantum immortal.
immortal.
It's like what? What does that mean? It's like you're alive right now, right? It's like yeah. Have you almost been dead before? It's like yeah. It's like actually you died, but this version of you is infinitely alive. It's like it does tickle a part of our brains, you know, because again it's like the same draw of heaven. It's like people like the idea of heaven because they don't like the idea of being die. And it's like, oh yes, at least if I die I can go heaven.
It's like just waiting for something better.
Exactly, waiting for something better.
Yeah,
is the
we
thing.
just have to suffer through this.
Yeah, just get it over with.
Get it over with.
You know, like
Can't wait to die.
that is one of my biggest gripes with our current humanity at this point. And like my previous experience, I was like really thinking about that a lot. I can't just wait for it to be over to like get it
no.
over with. Waste my time in that way.
Kingdom of heaven is within, right?
Yeah, right here with us, amongst us. You know, there's no escaping it. Can I come celebrate with y'all? We'd love to. Have as many friends. Nie blaf nie.
So where's this wedding going to be?
It's gonna be
in the States or
it's gonna be in the States, but we're going to do something here as well.
Okay.
Like just to have all of the friends in South Africa that want to join and celebrate with us. We're always getting through all of the comments. We talked about doing it at the sand dunes in Michigan, depending on weather and timing. That's also true because when I go, it's like a 90 days thing. Within 90 days of me landing there, we have to get married.
Okay.
So it is going to be in the planning. When I get there, it's going to be when the clock really starts.
Ticking.
Yeah, Jovan, yes, please. No way. I'll be literally an hour away from you guys. Like Edmund, on that note, like Jovan even told me that you live in Michigan and that it's super close and we could come and see you before you came into this space before, bro. Also, that sounds magical. He who dares wins. You two are getting married. Me and Joe, yeah. Yep. One is all it took. Tunes, you have no excuse to not be there. Jack Russell, shed like crazy. Unfortunately, they do.
They do. There's like just hair all over.
That's why I have a strict no dog on my bed policy. You know, it's like, no. No, none of that. I don't like the hairs. I am currently grinning so hard right now. This is some storybook stuff right there, right? I did actually recently. Someone asked me, like, how did you do that? How did you get an American lady to come here for you and how take you back to America? I'm like, so first step, live in a fairy tale. And they were like, that's not helpful at all. I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to tell you?
It takes a certain element of delusion.
Yeah, like literally told them that like directly. I was like,
You know, right amount of delulu.
a little bit of deluded for the saloon.
You need a little spice in the kick there.
Unironically, like I believed hard enough, you know, and it happened. I'm actually grinning less again. I'm in Texas, unfortunately. Maybe could plan a trip though. Would be beyond worth it. We could make it happen. I appreciate you, friend. Stephen G laughing alongside us. Thank you, friends, for joining. I can show them the flower. You can see it too. Yesterday's. And then I say goodbye.
Oh, there's so many new ones.
Like since last time you saw, there's probably like
It's just
that many new ones. That's also the days. That's yesterday's.
so
They do keep most of their quality pretty close.
it's just the longer you look, the more you see in it, isn't it?
I would love to.
There's a bear, like a
I was
polar bear.
I see. I was about to
it's
say
like a
that
polar bear.
one of the cool things about these flowers is actually having it with someone else, and then them telling you what they see, and then suddenly you see
You
something
see it
you
as well,
didn't
like
see,
the sharing that, yeah.
and then you can't almost unsee it.
Yeah.
You know? It's super cool.
That's really
There's the little bear that we saw. There you go. That's the full piece. I'ma go for a walk. Good, Krios. Have fun with it. That sounds super nice. I'll join Discord. You can add it to your screen if you know how. Yeah, there you go. I love you all so much. Feels amazing to be in this space again. Edmund, it's nice having you, friend. You were always welcome.
wonderful to have met you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for showing up with so much comfort. You were a natural.
Thanks for pushing me out of my comfort zone.
You're very welcome. Like as he got here, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do a yoga practice. And then I'm like, you can be in the shot. I would prefer if you're in the shot, you know, it's nice having students. And then he put himself in the shot of the yoga teaching. And then I was like, oh, next we have live stream. And he's like, oh, this is happening now. All right, and then I like add a little poem alongside it. This one is called Hindsight. Hindsight speaks like it was always right. Clear-eyed, confident, cruel sometimes. It forgets the fog you stood in. The way forward wasn't lit until after you walked it. Now it points back, says, you should have known, but you didn't. You couldn't. You were busy being brave. And yes, you want that same clarity right now. You want the map before the move, the answer before the risk. But life doesn't give answers, only questions and choices. Wisdom isn't knowing, it's walking, it's falling, forgiving, and still moving. So let hindsight whisper, then leave it behind. You've got a future to build, and no one's ever been there before. Like it feels so synchronous.
How serendipitous is this poem?
You're exactly.
Wow.
Bro, and that was written last night or so.
Oh, please do share that.
Yeah, bro.
It is so serendipitously beautiful. Wow.
Especially if this journey you're going on. Would be nice to just have like, yeah, then do this, then do that, then successful business helping people.
No, it doesn't work that way. Way with the fun in that thing.
Exactly.
Way with the fun in that thing.
There we go.
Best thing so, let's just fuck around and find out.
Yeah, see where life takes us, bro, because it really does have it has a plan. It's not gonna be perfect. I'll send this one like this too. go.
Thank you.
You were so... I didn't send it in HD.
It's going to be beautiful with the stars here tonight.
Oh, yo.
Ooh, looking forward to
It
see
is
some
going to be
stargazing.
very nice.
There's the moon is out.
Oh, that is going to probably be a little bit of a hindrance.
That's true, right?
Getting blasted by the moonlight.
Blasted by the moonlight, yeah.
But the stars here are pretty spectacular when they do shine. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Poem read, flower shared, guitar. This is not a guitar, no. You're probably not asking.
It's a UFO.
Let's see, you have, oh yes, it's alien machine sound. The Discord still active? Yes, sir. Discord is still active. Hope to join more frequently when the schedule permits. The space will always be here for you. I'll try to keep up with the streams. It's happening sooner than later. Might be daylight savings for you friends again. Reminds me of Minecraft C418. The Discord is like an eel tank. Throw some shit in there and they'll reappear again. Oh, love is true. I appreciate you friends for spending this moment here with me. It is time for us to say goodbye. I appreciate you, friends.
Bye.
Thank you for joining. We'll do it again tomorrow. Subscribe, and then we'll see each other again.